Hey y'all, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking up some delicious crawfish style enchiladas. This is a Cajun style recipe I came up with, and so we're using some of the ingredients that I have lots of right now. So I have lots of yellow squash and lots of zucchini from the garden that I've been growing. So what we're going to do with that is just finely chop up a whole zucchini and a whole yellow squash, just real finely so that it mixes in well into the enchilada. So while you're doing that, you're going to go ahead and start your saucepan on the stove at medium-high heat with a little bit of oil or butter, and go ahead and saute and already cook your yellow squash and zucchini in there. So I'm making a little bit more of a bigger batch, but you can definitely add more zucchini or more yellow squash to your taste, however you like it. If you like your enchiladas a little bit more vegetable heavy, then go ahead and do that. I know that vegetables in an enchilada kind of sounds a little bit strange, but y'all, this recipe tastes so good, and these sorts of enchiladas with your yellow squash or zucchini is just next level. I promise you will definitely like the little bit of sweetness that it brings. Okay, so I have a ton of crawfish left over from our crawfish boil that we did. We boiled over 300 pounds of crawfish this last weekend. We had our annual crawfish bash. If you haven't watched that video, I vlogged how we prepared for it and how we did it. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't checked it out. As far as our vegetables, we have lots of yellow squash, but we are slowing down a little bit with that. In our garden, some of those plants are beginning to kind of get too much heat and burn up. I live in East Texas, and we're starting to experience like 95-degree highs every day, so it's getting quite hot. But we're still producing a lot of zucchini. I will be doing a garden update and showing y'all how everything is going in the garden. So if you're new here and you like this sort of content, go ahead and subscribe now and come back, because I'll be showing you a lot more to come as far as recipes and everything that's growing in the garden. So I'm using up some of the yellow squash that we've already picked. We had a ton already in our fridge. I'm trying to use it up as much as I can. If y'all have any suggestions for using up yellow squash or zucchini, comment down below. I love to try new recipes. So I originally made these enchiladas with chicken. So they had the yellow squash, the zucchini, the creamy sauce that I'm going to show you how to make, and it had some chicken. And that is a really good way to make this too. So if you don't have crawfish, maybe you live in a different part of the country and there's no crawfish available, you can use something like shrimp, you can use something like chicken, whatever you prefer. You could even do like fajita beef, whatever you like would be good with this recipe. So we're going to be making a cream sauce to go along with it, so it's more like a white enchilada. And we're going to get some really big tortillas. I don't know if y'all have these huge tortillas at y'all's Walmart, but I have this Walmart that has these huge tortillas, and I bought some there specifically to make these really big, sort of like burrito enchiladas. All right, I'm going to speed up the video here a little bit for you because I got to peel all of these crawfish, and it is really a lot. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it, peeling them. So peeling crawfish can take a little bit of some time, and it kind of tears up your fingers a little bit, believe it or not. So I'm just kind of just putting in my earbuds, kind of go into my happy place and peeling these crawfish for a little while until I get them all done. I'm going to be making some different recipes here to come with crawfish. I think I have like a crawfish etouffee planned. I have some gumbo planned. In the garden, we're growing a lot of okra right now. So I'm thinking that'll be good with this Cajun dish. So yeah, check back for those recipes. I know that I'm going to be cooking a lot of crawfish type recipes in the next few days until we get rid of all the crawfish. So my refrigerator is full of crawfish. Where you would usually have your vegetables in the drawers are just full of crawfish. We even have a second refrigerator, and that's full of crawfish. And so we have a lot left over. And this is how it is every year. We're always worried we're not going to have enough, but we always have more than enough, which is pretty much a blessing because we like crawfish and we're glad to be able to have enough to serve everybody. So I've gotten out some of my other ingredients you can see there. So you're going to need some shredded mozzarella cheese, some shredded Parmesan cheese, some heavy whipping cream, and if you like a heavier sauce, you can add in some cream cheese. But I'm not going to do the cream cheese today. I'm just using these 3 ingredients, so it'll be a little bit more of a runny sauce, but really it's not that runny. I've done it before this way, and I actually like it, but if you like, heavier sauce, use a little bit of cream cheese in there. You can find the actual recipe in my description with all of the measurements and also with the cream cheese if you do choose to use cream cheese. So I'm just putting everything into this little old cottage cheese container. I don't know about y'all, but I save all of my containers and I use those to like put lunches in or leftovers and stuff. I don't know if any of y'all do that. My daughter kind of doesn't like that, but I love to just save everything that I can. On the homestead, you really do want to take advantage of everything that you have. So that's just something I've learned. So my zucchini and my yellow squash are cooking on the stove. You can see they're behind me. And so I just have that kind of like on medium-high heat, a little bit maybe closer to medium. And I'm just letting it saute on its own. And it's just going to cook down. And so you want this to be cooked when you do prepare it and put it into your tortillas. So that's what I'm gonna do there. And while the zucchini and the yellow squash are cooking, you can add things like salt and pepper, or if you like any sort of seasoning, go ahead and add that in there. So my little dog Lucy was on the ground kind of like just doing different things, and every so often I'll give her a piece of crawfish. She actually is our new puppy. We got her a few months ago, and this is her first crawfish boil. She found some crawfish that people had dropped and things like that, and she went crazy for it. She loves crawfish, so I give her some here and there. Look at those tortillas, y'all. They are so huge. So I got those at Walmart. You can make like big old burritos, but I'm thinking to do just like the enchiladas, but they're going to be really long ones. So when it's all said and done, what I do is I actually half them each so that they're not so big, and that's what I did. So we made these like last week or so, but we did it with chicken. All right, so I'm starting to make my sauce. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just add in the shredded Parmesan, the shredded mozzarella, and my heavy whipping cream straight in with the zucchini and yellow squash. It's just going to melt down and create a cream sauce. You can add more salt and pepper or whatever seasoning you like to taste. And so my crawfish already have like a spicy taste to them, so I didn't add any more seasoning. So everything is there. I went ahead and wrapped them in, and put the sauce and the filling and everything in there. That is what they look like, y'all. They are so good. Trust me, these are really amazing enchiladas. If you make them, comment down below. I would love to hear how they turned out. Thanks for watching.